Feel like a broken record now. Obviously disappointed in the way it went, especially given how the first half went. I thought the team defended really well, and almost every time we went to transition, we seemed like we could have scored a goal. Uh, Disappointing not to be ahead at halftime, and then I think in the second half we saw quite a bit of fatigue. It's a tough stretch because we're obviously playing a lot of games. I know all the teams are playing a lot of games, but we have guys playing 90 minutes every 3 days for 4 weeks. It's going to take its toll. And as I said to them, I understand. It's not an excuse. I understand. And part of what we have to do is we have to be able to find ways, dig and grind. And hopefully as we get guys back, we can freshen the team up a bit. But again, I can't fault the effort, but the concentration in both boxes, just even when we're tired, needs to be better.
Hey, Robin, thanks for the time tonight.
Sure, Brendan.
For you personally, is this maybe one of the toughest coaching stretches or the toughest stretches of your coaching career? And I guess for you, obviously 9 games in 28 days was mentioned on the broadcast, but just, I guess looking forward to Saturday. I mean, already, I guess what's, yeah, sorry. I bet you stumped, Coach.
No. I'll answer the first part of it first, which is toughest stretch in my coaching career. It's hard to say. I had some very, very difficult times at Chivas. It feels very difficult now because obviously in the time that I've been here, we've not had a run like this. So it is difficult. Like I said, I feel for the players. It's very difficult for the players. They are being spread about as thin as can be. And like I said, I know I mention that all the time, but it's not an excuse. Everyone in the league right now is playing a lot of games. I think it's kind of a perfect storm for us with all the injuries, suspensions, various things that we have going on. It's a difficult time. Is it the most difficult? I'm not really sure. And I can't really remember that clearly all those many years ago, but certainly for the time I've been here, it's by far the most difficult time.
Hi, Robin. Thanks for the time, given the circumstances. Moise with his first MLS start, Marco with his first MLS start. Your thoughts on their performances and, between Marco and Sam being, right on the goal line in that second goal, should they have done better there?
To be honest, I can't comment on the goal because I haven't looked back at it. I'm not 100% sure how that all went down. I thought Marco did a good job. He had a huge save early in the game on Cucho. And that's certainly one of the things that we saw as we looked at him. His shot stopping can be very, very good. Overall, I feel like it was certainly a decent game. You give up 3 goals. I guess it's hard to laud someone too much, but I do think that he made a couple of critical saves. His distribution with his feet was pretty good, so I thought he did well. And Moise is coming, and we see Moise coming. Obviously, it's not his debut. It's his it's his first league start, and if we look at what we've done with Moise, he's played a number of different positions for us. And wherever he stepped in, he's done pretty well. Like I said, young players you're going to get some good and some bad. And with Moise, we get a lot more good than bad, but it's still a work in progress. And I'm pretty excited about his future.
Thanks for being there, Denver Sports Magazine.
Hey, Coach, thanks for the time.
You bet. Thank you.
We talked about it earlier. Can you just talk about the pace and the effort that you started with tonight, specifically in the press? And what did you think of Sam as kind of the spark, not only scoring that early goal, but leading by example with his effort tonight?
I can't speak enough about the effort, and they're a very good team in build out. So you have to be careful not to expose yourself. So we did get pinned back a bit, but we really dug in early and got to things and limited opportunities early. And in transition, we were close to being deadly. Sam's running was I thought pretty incredible tonight. He seemed to still be sprinting into the 90th minute, 95th minute. I thought his work was good in terms of him leading us in transition. Both he and Johnny were so dangerous tonight, and really unfortunate not to score a few more goals in the first half, because both guys in transition I thought were very, very dangerous. Sam's played a lot of different positions for us, and wherever he's played, he's given us absolutely everything he's got. And I thought tonight his effort was fantastic.
Go back to Brendan.
Robin, for Brian Acosta, who came back from a one-game suspension, I thought his vision tonight was really good. I guess, what have you seen from him stepping up in the center of the park and just kind of being one of the, I guess, leading guys in that area of the pitch?
Yeah, Brian is he's played a little bit higher for us over the last couple of weeks. And what we get out of him is his ability to close defenders is pretty good. He gets to people really quickly, quicker than they think he's going to. And then in transition, his pace has gotten us into some pretty dangerous positions. Probably St. Louis was the first game that he played as high as he has. And in those moments, he's been really instrumental in breaking up plays and starting transition, and even being the one who carries it into transition at times.
Back to Matt.
Robin, you mentioned in your opening statement feeling like a broken record. You mentioned the physical fatigue for the players. Is there any concern about the mental fatigue given the results, the similarities between all the losses, and how do you, as the man manager, who I think is very adept at psychology, try to combat that?
I do feel that they are physically tired, and I think you hit the nail on the head. When you go through a string of results like this, people aren't the same with 0 losses as they are with 6 losses. And the problem is you start to question yourself and you start to have doubt. And that's the thing that we can't allow, is for the guys to stop believing, because I think in every game that we've lost in this stretch, with the exception of probably Atlanta, that we could have won. And, again, being a little more clinical in both boxes, we could have given ourselves a chance to win. So really it's about accentuating the positives, pointing out things that we can do better, but really accentuating the positives. And, tonight I thought in the first half we defended really earnestly, and it was difficult. It was a grind. But then throughout, even with that difficult defending assignment that we had, guys still had energy when we broke forward to really look dangerous in transition. So it's really continuing to highlight the positives and make sure that we have this feeling, because when you lose games, like I said, you question everything. You start to doubt yourself. You start to doubt your teammates. You start to doubt everything. And the key really for us, I think, is to keep pointing out the things that we're doing well. And it's just very fine margins for us right now. And when you're on this side of things and the margins go the other way, they look massive, but it's really about fine margins and being, as I said, a little more clinical. If we finish a couple of chances, our confidence changes, and that can certainly get us in the right trajectory. By the same token, when we defend for long stretches, guys have to really dig in and concentrate. This is a good team. This is a good team with lots of good players, and you can't give them time. And I thought we limited that in the first half, and in the second half, we had just a few moments that our concentration wasn't quite good enough. And in those moments, players can hurt you. Good players can hurt you. So it's very much about pointing out the things that we are doing well. We in every game we're doing things well, but we have to put the whole thing together.
Back to Brendan.
Yeah, if any, how much consolation did Cole's goal give you guys tonight? And also, what are you making of his progression back from his injury?
It's not much consolation. A loss is still a loss. I think a 3-2 loss feels less bad maybe than a 3-1 loss at this moment. And the positive of it was Cole's just coming back, just getting minutes, and what a fantastic strike. I would say the benefit of Cole's goal will probably show itself in the weeks to come rather than what happened tonight. Because again, if Cole's on the field for 15 minutes 3 days ago, 4 days ago, and he's on the field for 30 minutes tonight and scores a goal, knowing Cole, that will only fill him up with more and more confidence. And certainly that's going to benefit us going forward.
Robin, last one for me. I promise I'm not trying to get you fined. First half, Johnny goes 1v1 with the last defender, and he goes down in the box. Did you get any explanation from the fourth official regarding that play?
No. I asked, and there was no real response. And I don't know. I don't want to keep being that guy who's yelling at referees. So I didn't pursue it too hard, but I absolutely thought it was a foul. And if that's a foul, then it has to be a red card. But it's how it goes. It's how it goes. We see things like that all the time, and there's not a whole lot you can do. I can rant and rave and scream like an idiot, but the moment's already gone, and it's really, really disappointing, especially where we are when we don't get the critical calls.
Yeah, just how much of a concern, is it becoming to concede so close to halftime, maybe in the last 10 or 15 minutes or so? And is there anything, that you haven't mentioned that is missing in those stretches of time?
No, to be honest, we spoke specifically about Zelarayan and the danger he was posing us just minutes before the game, before the goal happened. It was somebody was down, and we had an opportunity to talk and kind of reorganize ourselves. And we absolutely have to stop conceding in those moments. It's broken our back several times, it feels like, over the last several weeks. And if we can concentrate and get through those moments, then perhaps some of this starts to change. Like I say, it's very fine margins for us right now, and little things are going to make a big difference. And being able to see out a half, especially one where we've defended well, we've created several chances, we have a 1-goal lead. We have to be able to see those out, because going into the locker room up 1-0 is very different than going in 1-1.